Good evening, everyone. I was going to say I'm Councillor Karen Clark. I'm not. I'm the elected Mayor of North Tyneside. I'm delighted to be so. This is my first Cabinet meeting. I'm very proud and honoured to be in this role. So good evening. If we could have a round of introductions, that would be helpful, I think, because we do have a new member of the Cabinet. I'm not sure if we've got any other new people around the room. Could we go this way, Jackie? Thanks.
Evening, I'm Jackie Lawton. I'm the Interim Chief Executive.
Hello, I'm John Barton. I'm a Deputy Monitoring Officer.
Hi, my name's Sonia Stewart from Democratic Services.
Hi, Chris Woodcock, Deputy Director of Public Health, here on behalf of Wendy Berg.
Vicky Smith, Chief Executive of Border, representing the voluntary sector.
Dawn McNally, Age UK North Tyneside, representing older people.
Councillor Janet Hunter, Cabinet Member for Adult Social Care.
Councillor Anthony McMullen, Cabinet Member for Finance and Resources. Councillor Stephen Phillips, Cabinet Member for Education, Inclusion, Employment and Skills.
Councillor Peter Early, Cabinet Member for Supporting and Protecting Children.
Sandra Graham, Cabinet Member for Climate Emergency and Community Safety in North Tyneside.
Councillor Joan Walker, Cabinet Member for Public Health.
And Councillor Hannah Johnson, Cabinet Member for the Environment.
Roger Layton, Joint Trade Union Secretary.
Sangeeta Lumba from the North Tyneside Business Forum.
I'm Dominic Quay, I'm the current Young Mayor.
Carl Johnson, Deputy Mayor.
Okay, thank you for that, everyone. Could we move on to tonight's agenda? Agenda item 1, do we have any apologies for absence?
Yeah, apologies from Councillor John Harrison.
Thank you. Agenda item 2, does anyone have any declarations of interest to declare? That's registrable and non-registrable, and you're also invited to disclose any dispensations. I do have a non-registrable personal interest in item 5 in the supplemental agenda, corporate equality, diversity and inclusion policy, in that Justice Prince Community Interest Company was one of the organisations consulted on the draft policy, and I have a family member who is a director of that company. The interest is such that it is not likely to prejudice my judgment of the public interest, and have been advised that I do not need to leave the meeting. Does anyone else have any declarations to declare? Interests to declare? No? If they become known, please declare them and fill out the card and hand it to the officer. Thank you. Moving on to item 3, minutes of the meeting held on the 17th of March 2025. Can we agree those minutes as a true record, please? Thank you. And moving on to item 4, report of our young mayor. I'll hand over to Diamond to present a report. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's lovely to see you all again. During our time apart, me and Maggie, the elected member of Youth Parliament, have been keeping busy with different events in relation to our pledges. One being the National Youth Strategy. Me and Maggie have had the opportunity to visit different schools in the borough, such as Morden High, as well as my school, St Thomas More, and have collected valuable information from various students and school council, in relation to the National Youth Strategy, which will be released in summer. We encourage students to converse and write their answers based around their worries, their hopes, and one thing they would hope would be achieved in the future by the government. This data was significantly helpful, not only with the youth strategy, but also with the aims of my pledge, hearing the voices of young people in the borough and what they hope will be amended or continued. This unintentionally gave me and Maggie numerous branching pointers in relation to our pledges. Alongside this, me and Maggie have been immensely grateful to attend the Wallsend Boys Club on the 9th of May. During our visit, we conversed with many youth group workers who share common interests in fulfilling the wants and needs of young people around the borough. This was further discussed separately at the task force groups that me and the Youth Council have agreed to create with the aim of being able to debrief and discuss different plans and brainstorming ideas for my term. Speaking on behalf of the Youth Council, a few weeks ago they attended a mental health and wellbeing event at John Spence, where they admirably gave out their flyers, including the top tips for maintaining good mental health. Although I unfortunately could not attend, the event managed to raise an impressive sum of £400, which will be donated to Us Active. The youth council members who did attend feedback at May's meeting explained the success of the event and how engaged it was to chat with the other young people. May 8th marked the 80th anniversary of VE Day. In honour of this, myself and Maggie went to the Killingworth site to say some words and to pay our respects. It was great to see different venues have their flag raised across the borough. Our Send Youth Forum raised their key fund application to go bowling in April as a team building activity. They presented their presentation to the panel of professionals thinking about transport to the venue, costings, and how the activity would suit everyone. All young people had a wonderful time. They will then be able to move on to the next stage of the application to plan another event for the next level. Our Children in Care Council group attended the Derwent Hill in April as part of the regional residential weekend. They took part in a range of physical outdoor activities as well as planning for their conference. The Regional Children in Care Conference is going ahead on the 23rd of July with the title being Dear Corporate Parents. It will explore themes of mental health, housing and safety for young people. This has been supported by officers across the different local authorities involved as well as Regional Children in Care Coordinator, who is settling well into her new position. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Diamond. You've certainly been having a very busy time by the sound of that, so well done. Does anyone have any questions in relation to that, or anyone would like to speak to the report? Yes, Councillor Early. Thank you. If I could just say, I think you've done a great range of work there. I would like to thank you for the work on the National Youth Strategy, because I think that's really important, and particularly getting the voice of our young people in North Tyneside into shaping that national strategy. So well done for that. I think that's really important. And also the positive promotion, the work you've been doing around promoting mental health of young people, which we know is a really, really important issue, and the fact you've raised £400 as well, I think that's really impressive, and all the other great things you've been involved in. So congratulations and well done. Thank you. Can we move on to agenda item 5 now, please, which is the Equality and Diversity Policy and Corporate Equality Objectives. Can I invite Councillor Hannah Johnson to move the report?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm pleased to bring this important report for Cabinet tonight. At the heart of local government is the belief of a fair and just society, where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. The Council's duty is to ensure that we deliver services that help this happen. Not only providing fair access to services, but actively celebrating differences and fostering a sense of belonging and community across the borough and within the organisation. The authority's Equality and Diversity policy sets out how the Council will ensure we meet our legal duties in the Equality Act 2010 and its public sector equality duty, and ensure North Tyneside is a place where no one experiences discrimination or avoidable disadvantage because of their protected characteristics, background, or personal circumstances. I want everyone in North Tyneside to feel safe, valued, and respected. We've had a policy in place since 2017, and in line with good practice, it has been reviewed and refreshed every 2 years. This report provides Cabinet with a refreshed policy following the latest public consultation, which ran between December 2024 and February 2025. We have listened to the feedback from consultation, which overall was very positive and constructive. As a result of listening to our residents and stakeholder groups, we've been able to make a number of changes to the wording of the policy. The changes aim to provide greater clarity and to reflect updated policy, legislation, terminology, and roles. For example, the policy now reflects Council's adoption of socio-economic disadvantage as a protected characteristic and includes our duty to prevent sexual harassment in the workplace. Cabinet are asked to approve the recommendations set out in paragraph 1.2 in the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Johnson. Does anyone have any questions in relation to that item? Anyone have any comments or wishes to speak to the report? Councillor Graham?
Thank you, Mayor. Really happy to support this report. It's very important to make it very clear to people how this legislation works and how our policy is implemented within North Tyneside. So very happy to support this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Graham. Any other comments? Yes, Councillor Johnson.
I think just to add to what Councillor Graham said there as well, this is a very sort of routine thing that we've done since we brought in the policy. We do it every 2 years. It's nothing kind of major, and certainly in the feedback that we got through from residents when we were asking them about our equality and diversity policies, there was all very positive sort of feedback, very constructive as well. So just to sort of reiterate and add that too.
Yeah, thank you for that. And of course, it's a really important policy for us here in North Tyneside and North Tyneside Council. So thank you for that. If we could move on to agenda item 6, which is recruitment of the Director of... Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to ask you if you agree with the report. Very important, and I nearly forgot. Oh, we're happy to agree that report. Thank you, everyone. Now we'll move on to agenda item 6, recruitment of the Director of Public Health. And I'm moving this report. This report requests Cabinet approval to start the recruitment process to the statutory position of Director of Public Health. The current Director of Public Health, Wendy Burke, has announced her retirement from the role with effect from the 3rd of October 2024. With the current post holder's resignation date now official, there is a need to work at pace to secure a permanent appointment. The recruitment to a Director of Public Health is a matter for Cabinet. It's a statutory position which must follow specific guidelines from the Faculty of Public Health on behalf of the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care. These guidelines include the Faculty of Public Health inputting and approving the job description, the person specification, the advert and advertising on the route to market. A Faculty of Public Health representative being in attendance at shortlisting meetings and assessment committees. The final appointment being agreed on behalf of the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care. The Faculty of Public Health approved the job description and person specification for this role are attached to the report. Following the Officer Employment Rules of Procedure in the Authority's Constitution, once Cabinet approves the recruitment of the job details, the process will be handed to the Appointments and Disciplinary Committee for formal recruitment and appointment. I recommend that Cabinet agree to the recommendations set out in paragraph 1.2 of the report. Thank you. Are there any questions in relation to this agenda item? No? Any comments? No? Can we agree the report and the recommendation?
Agreed.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 7 is recruitment of the Chief Executive. And again, that's me to move and introduce the report. This report requests Cabinet approval to start the recruitment process to the statutory position of Chief Executive and Head of Paid Service. The previous Chief Executive, Paul Hanson, left North Tyneside Council on the 5th of January 2025, and Jacqueline Lawton was designated the Head of Paid Service on an interim basis by full Council on the 6th of January 2025. The recruitment of the Chief Executive is a matter for Cabinet, as this is a statutory role in the authority. Although the designation of the Head of Paid Service will be a matter for Council in due course. The job description and person specification for this role are attached to the report. Following the Officer Employment Rules of Procedure in the Authority's Constitution, once Cabinet approves the recruitment and the job details, the process will be handed over to the Appointments and Disciplinary Committee for formal recruitment and appointment. I recommend that Cabinet agree to the recommendations set out in paragraph 1.2 of the report. Do we have any questions in relation to this item? No? Any comments? No. Can we agree this report and recommendation? Thank you. Okay. Agenda item 8, I would like to move an exclusion resolution. Please, as detailed on your agenda, and people other than Cabinet members will have to leave the meeting. And start.